Chapter 11. The Castle. Shortly after the weary children began dozing off inside the cave, and the last of the evening light was swallowed up in darkness, Pernicious arrived with reinforcements and fresh supplies for his troops. Neither the children nor anyone in the castle knew of it. The Terps, carefully hidden in the trees, simply pitched camp and distributed supplies. Then they settled in to wait for the morning. Jeremy was sound asleep before Plucky returned. He told Jeremy what had happened inside the castle. When I got to Judd's window, he was just getting ready for bed. He left the window open like he said he would. When he saw me, he was anxious to hear my story, but I thought it best to go straight to the king. Judd has the run of the castle now, so we just ran right to the king's chambers. You know, the king seems to have taken quite a liking to Judd. Anyway, I told King Isidore all about the cave being blocked, and about the nether griffin, and about the water, and Blackguard too. He said that he was thankful for our help, and that as soon as we can find a way, we should sneak into the castle. He posted a guard at the rear entrance to let us in, and he said to be careful. Jeremy listened attentively to everything Plucky had to say. They seem to be in good spirits, Plucky continued, considering the circumstances and how hungry they are. The well is outside the castle, so they can't even get any water. Everyone is asleep now, Jeremy reasoned. If we weren't all so tired, we could try to get to the castle tonight. But we'll wait until early in the morning, and as far as the hunger is concerned, we can take care of that too. Both camps slept that night. Next morning, everyone in the castle was up and about early. On Pernicious' side, all the soldiers were lazy gluttons. They would have slept on until noon if they could. Consequently, everyone there was still asleep. Even the guards nodded at their posts. But Jeremy awoke before sunup. He aroused the children quietly and told them that they would soon be making their way to the castle. He had everyone eat a handful of moss and then put as much as they could in their pockets or under their hats. Some took their jackets off and filled them with moss, tying the sleeves together to hold the precious food. Now, of course, Jeremy wasn't a real soldier, and he didn't know much about military tactics. When he had been the young prince of turpitude, he was supposed to have soon started military training. But the capture had come before his first lesson. Jeremy decided to do the only thing he could think of, make a run for it. And so, with Plucky leading the way, they gathered at the tunnel exit and then ran as fast as their little legs could go, out into the open, over the fence or under it, through the corral, over another fence, past the stables, and finally to the back of the castle. The guard at the back door stood there staring at them with his mouth open. When they reached him, he composed himself enough to swing open the door, and in a matter of seconds, all the children were inside. Even Pudgy's short legs got him across the grass in record time. Jeremy took up the rear to make sure everyone made it safely. Just as he turned and slammed the door, one lone arrow struck it. It was their race through the stables that had awakened Pernicious' guard. He had been catnapping in the woods somewhere on the hillside above the cave. By the time he woke up enough to realize what was happening, the children were already inside the door. He had time only for one shot, and still he had to sit there for a moment to make sure of what he actually saw. The guard ran around to where Pernicious still slept, and after awakening him, told the king his version of what had happened. "O great king," he said, bowing, "pardon this rude awakening, but something is amiss. As I faithfully watched at my post this night, all went well until just a few minutes ago. Suddenly, sire, from out of nowhere, there appeared more than 100 children racing toward the castle. I shot at them repeatedly, but they were small and swift. They seemed to come out of the side of the mountain. I killed many of them, but many also reached the castle unharmed." "Children, you say?" Pernicious questioned. "Did they have supplies?" "No, sire," returned the guard. "What are they planning with children?" mused the king. "Strange. I never expected Isidore to stoop so low. The spell must be working on him, too. Wake the men. We will do battle now before they have time to plan." Pernicious sent a guard with a white flag to warn the castle of their coming doom. He could have attacked without warning, but Pernicious enjoyed making his victims sweat. He wanted their fear to work against him. One of the castle guards went out to meet him.